Over the past few years, children's mental health has been thrust into the spotlight. A 2021 CDC report found that nearly 40% of students expressed a persistent negative opinion of their own mental health, with emotional well-being being the most consistent concern of parents from the same study. As the mental health crisis has grown, so too has the need for destigmatization around the topic, as well as support programs for the students in need. Audible and the Loop Lab have collaborated on a series exploring different aspects of education in the city of Cambridge.
Focusing on mental health care within the Cambridge educational system, in this piece we will talk with the Cambridge Youth Council about the mental health campaign that they are creating as young people in their community and the role which mental health support can play within an educational environment. We also met with Raida Ramos, a social worker within the Cambridge school system, to discuss the support which can be provided by the school systems themselves.
Hello, my name is Sophia Salehi. I'm on the Cambridge Youth Council. This is my second year being there, and I am the lead designer for the well-beings for our Youth Headspace mental health campaign. The Youth Headspace campaign was started because we, as a group, we noticed the rapidly increasing trends in worse mental health, especially during the pandemic.
The pandemic did a big job on a lot of these students. So a lot of the students were coming in with anxiety around being in a building, people wearing masks, not feeling comfortable.
We looked at the figures and facts from the Teen Mental Health Survey, and we realized that a lot of young people were dealing with increased mental health, especially, as the pandemic was ravaging on. And we really figured that we need to find a way to kind of soften the crisis that has been going on in the last decade or so. That is why we created Youth Headspace. The campaign as a resource has been largely very positively received. And I also think especially for the younger students that we've kind of shown the well-beings to and said, hey, here's this resource. I think that for them it's been especially positive to kind of have these little mascot characters to really relate and connect to, and just the overall, vibe of the website and how this campaign is going is very soft and kind of somewhat childlike. So I think that, mainly children have been really able to resonate. But I'm also sure there are many different things, like the certain resources that we have, like our playlist and the inclusion of Wordle or like hotlines or that kind of thing. I definitely think that those sort of resources could definitely be there for really all ages.
Every student knows that when they're in, let's say, CRLS, every learning community has a team of people that can support them. The mental health services that we have here are general ed social workers that check in with students. We have the Cambridge Health Alliance, the teen clinic that we have here. We also have outside sources and collaborations that we have throughout the city to help connect students to the services that they need.
The Cambridge surrounding community, I think, has been very positively affected. Students in particular, because like I said, the well-beings are these little mascots, and there's kind of something there for everyone to look at and enjoy on the website and for the well-beings. And I just think overall, based on the news that we've been getting as a whole group, I think that it's been overwhelmingly positive, and I'm very excited to see which way the campaign goes moving forward. Overall, it became the well-beings. It blossomed into this really wonderful thing, and now every time I go to CRLS, I look around, and every so often I'll see a room that, has the well-beings in them. It just feels very surreal to see my creations on something. It's very magical and lovely. I felt like these are my, little characters that I drew, and I really want to see how it goes from here. Quick shout out to my math teacher who has the little plant lady sticker on her door, so every time I walk to her door, I always see it there, so thanks, Sue.
My name is Dogami Dago. I'm one of the members of the Youth Council. We work in the subcommittees, just trying to really make a an impact, even though this is my first year. Just trying to, get along and learn a lot of stuff from the older kids too. So just trying to really make an impact in the environment, in the community.
Hello, I'm Amelia Ferreira. I'm a member of the Cambridge Youth Council. It is my second year, and last year I worked on the mental health subcommittee with Youth Headspace.
I feel like as a community, we bring each other up, and if one person's feeling down, we all feel down together. If someone's feeling up, we all feel up. Without a sense of community, it's really kind of just like there's no presence. Cambridge Youth Council, we're one community as well, and we're trying to bring other communities together too. At the start of our meetings, we go through how we're feeling that day, 1 through 10, and then what we did, just that we can feel each other and how we're feeling. And if one person's feeling down, then we're all a community, we're all groups, so we can help each other. Just trying to sense how others are feeling as well is very important in a council and a community.
Having support systems, that's a really big topic. It means having resources. It means having, people on hand who can deal with hard topics. And it also means having a big and loving community. Some of these things are a lot more achievable than others, but I really find that to be the core of mental health, is having a community that you can surround yourself with.
This campaign is great, Youth Headspace, and just everything about it. And I feel like even at my school, I go to a charter school, community charter school of Cambridge, so we don't have that much kids there. But I still see the posters everywhere. You still see the stickers. But most importantly, I've been trying to share the websites with others, just so that they can kind of see it around. Because most kids, they look at the posters, they look at stickers. But I feel like most don't go on to look at the resources, and they're very helpful too. So, it has a wide variety of different resources that can really help with mental health and with your well-being in general. I feel like the campaign has been successful so far, and we can still do more.
I think what's prioritized here is safety and the wellness of students. I think academics are extremely important. There's a lot of students that put a lot of pressure on themselves. They definitely want to succeed, and that's amazing. But we do stress that the wellness of these students are just as much of a priority than anything else. I think it's been really helpful to have, again, additional services here at the school. For instance, we have the teen health clinic here, and there are therapists there that some of the students see who belong to Cambridge Health Alliance. We also, in this past year or two, are collaborating with an organization called Cartwheel, and they do teletherapy for students in a short term. I think that's been a great addition to all the services that we have here for students.
Finding a time for community building where people can come together, which is part of what most schools are already doing, advisories, or at CRLS they have Falcon Blocks. Just finding people that can really come and help youth, trusted adults, just trying to find an environment where people can come together and have time to talk. And that's kind of what our council is trying to help out with too, and what we do as well. Starting from a young age, from 10, 11, whenever I thought of mental health, I really just thought of something crazy. And I don't know, that's just the first thing that came in my mind. Just not being well or something like that. Because I've heard, as kids, we talk about anything. So that's the first thing that I thought. But then starting to grow up, I just used the internet and saw a lot of things that mattered about mental health, about how people are feeling, about how it can affect people's lives. And about how we need to be there for others, just in general, that are dealing with mental health. I feel like really my perspective has changed from, not knowing a lot to now knowing, some more, and even being in the council, trying to help out others, because we all have to be there for each other.
I think student involvement in any issue is really key to making sure that issue is going to be solved. So, having this resource, the Cambridge Youth Council, is extremely beneficial for the city and for the youth. And I think that's one way for, youth mental health issues to be raised to, people who can do something to change that, whether that's us or us appealing to other people who have helped us on this campaign. Otherwise, if students take to joining clubs or advocacy campaigns like Youth Headspace, that's also going to make a really big, impact on the community and on mental health for sure.
I feel like just a broader way, I feel like people should really, take the time to think about it, learn about it, or just see what it's really about, just so that you can really help out those that might have it, and that you're prepared to, be around people that have it, because you never know. A lot of young people are dealing with mental health.
It's been very rewarding to reflect on, the problems that we have in our community and really feel like I'm doing something to solve it. But that's just me working on the campaign. I think for students in the community, at least people I've talked to and heard from, they say that it's been really helpful to know that, someone, especially youth like them, is taking this into their own hands and advocating for something.
Students are referred to me in many different ways. They self-refer. A student can come to me because a teacher might be very concerned about them. The way I address is by collaborating with the teacher to find out what happened, what is the problem, and then meeting with the student immediately to figure out where exactly they are having issues with. Is this something that triggered them in the classroom? Is it something that triggered them in the hallways? Is it something that's coming from home? And just making sure that I can, number one, build trust with the student, make them feel comfortable sitting and talking to me, and then being able to be open enough to receive the support, because we never want to push students to the point where they're not feeling comfortable. But if a student is, for instance, in crisis, so what crisis means is they're coming in with thoughts of harm, that is when, I use the analogy of my door. The door comes open because we need to find other support people to support that student. So that's the way where I address a lot of the issues that come through to me.
Trying to find someone that be able to talk to is very important, because, people, they really get along with people that they can really find comfortable to talk to. Just like trying to find people that can really suit your, emotions, your feelings. Yeah, because feelings is really important these days with the youth and everything.
Among my social circles, people have, been extremely positive, helpful, and caring when it comes to mental health issues. And it's important to recognize that although this is my experience, it's definitely not the experience of everyone. And I think that among my generation and among youth in Cambridge, it's something that is treated as kind of a heritage of being youth, is that you're going to struggle with your mental health, and days are going to be hard, weeks are going to be hard. And I feel like despite that being our reality, it's not one that we have to accept.
It can become quite overwhelming for students when they come here. So really just supporting those students, but anxiety and stress and how to manage those two I think are the biggest things that we're seeing.
I firmly believe in the power of community and, support networks. So I think in the big picture, on the larger scale, we need to make sure that people are receiving those supports. And that means treating people with care and kindness, and making sure that when people are struggling, we open our hearts a little bit and really try to care for the people who may one day care for us when we're struggling. So Cambridge Youth Council is a really unique experience that I'm so proud to be a part of, because it is a community of individuals who really want to make a change and who are actually able to make that change. And that's something very powerful that we can do. And I think it's been so beneficial to be part of this community, because I feel that my struggles and my wants and my needs and the wants and needs of the community are being taken seriously. And for youth to feel that is extremely powerful, and it's so helpful to everyone when youth are taken seriously. So being part of the Cambridge Youth Council is, I think, essential to who I am and to who a lot of people on the council are. And I'm just very lucky to be here. I want to take a moment to shout out everyone who's worked on the Youth Headspace project. So we've had a lot of support, of course, from the Cambridge Youth Council, even though there was a specific subcommittee for the Youth Headspace project. Everyone on the council helped out with their ideas and their feedback, and that's really shaped it what it was. Also, our past and current coordinators, Tyrue, Jared Ballett, and Izzy Spicer. And we also have Executive Director of the Family Policy Council, who oversees the Cambridge Youth Council, Nancy Tauber, who is a lovely, lovely person and really made this happen. We also have Nina from Flag Street and Emily from Seed and Salt, who are a part of our lovely design team and helped us figure out what we wanted on the website and design the campaign as a whole. We also have the RISTA students from Cambridge Risen Latin School who helped make the posters. And I think that really just goes to show the CYC is a big family, and it's that community involvement that makes it what it is and made this project what it is.
As individuals, our mental and emotional problems may seem unrelatable to others. As a result, many fall under the misconception that seeking support won't alleviate feelings of anxiety, stress, or depression. Our interview reveals that with a united community, we can help young students realize how common these feelings are. As we help destigmatize mental health issues, we allow a larger population of students who struggle with mental and emotional health to be open in receiving the guidance they need. They are not alone, and help is just an arm's reach away.